Hello Wargamers and welcome to another Steel Division Normandy 44 with me, Bubblebox, and today I've got a replay commentary for you. It is me in the game, Colonel Bogey, and I'm playing with Valh, who's playing with the SS Panzers, the same as me. We're both playing on the right hand side, and we've got U-186 in the centre. He's playing with his Luftlanders, and we've also got mbetts on the left hand side playing with the SS Panzer Grenadiers. So the enemy, we've got Grumpy Bugger and someone with no name with the Armoured, and then we've got Galram and Naka S, both using the 2nd Infantry, the Rangers. So one thing Val said to me at the beginning of the game, we're on TeamSpeak, is that why don't we push along this road, or place rather on this road, 2 of our Boot Fireflies. Both got a Boot Firefly for Phase A, and he reckoned if you placed it around here, we're going to have full vision of that road, and we're going to dare to take out anything that comes down the road. And he also did something else really interesting in this game, which I hadn't thought of doing, and that is he's got a Butte Cromwell. I didn't even have this in my deck, which I'm definitely going to put in my battle group or my division now. He's got a Butte Firefly in combination with that Butte Cromwell, and that does amazingly well, and I'll show you how he uses that in this particular game. So we'll get down to one time and we'll get cracking. Now if you do like these commentaries, let me know. I do prefer to do live plays because they're just, although they're kind of more difficult because you have to commentate and play at the same time, which can be just really difficult sometimes in a hectic game, they are a lot quicker to do because you don't have to like go over the replay and then commentate over it once again and then render it. It takes quite a long time. So I prefer to do the commentaries on the live plays, but this one I actually forgot to press the record button. Yeah, what an idiot. So yeah, this one is going to be a replay commentary. Let me know if you like this sort of thing or not in the comments below. But Val moving up forward with his SPW unload, spots all these units coming down the centre. I'm moving up on the right with a couple of SPWs with recon and also some riflemen in the half tracks as well. The Butte Cromwell is a little bit quicker, I believe, than the Butte Fireflies. So, in fact, I'll put this up so that you can see some of the details of the units if you want to. There's the Butte Firefly. No AP power, notice, just HE. But what's interesting is its range at 1,200 meters, and it has a specific use. So if we stop it there real quick and just go to our perspective and continue on. You can see we've spotted the command tank there. The enemy has actually set up a nice defensive position, and there are a number of anti-tank guns that he's positioned as well. So he's no mug and he has positioned, but he doesn't know he's up against 2 players, or 1.5, because Val has sent a number of units over towards the centre here, just so we've got a presence in the middle and that they don't come pushing through and pushing back our front line a little bit. But he has spent quite a lot of points on his Butte Cromwell and his Butte Firefly. I've also got a commander here as well. So there's the first spot, anti-tank gun. And then we spot the other anti-tank gun. And notice we pull back our Fireflies, and this Butte Cromwell spot on this one manages to open up. Now the Butte Cromwell hasn't got amazing front armour at 7, but what it has got is a range of 1,000. So the enemy is actually targeting my Butte Firefly there, or Val's, yeah, my Butte Firefly. But this Cromwell, if you can fires big HE rounds, and another shot takes down that. Now this other gun's in for it next. The Butte Cromwell turns around, aims its front armour at this next anti-tank gun. This time the anti-tank gun actually shot at this SPW and takes down that. Then we spot yet another 57mm M1. And remember, this Butte Cromwell just positioning itself. It's going to have now going to have a go at this 3rd anti-tank gun. Unfortunately, he's got the M5A1 firing at him, and it kind of puts him off a little bit and starts to hit that and pulls it back because it gets very stressed and he doesn't want to lose it, which is fine. But we're sitting here with our Butte Firefly, so if that tank comes forward, as it just did there, it gets a shell in the face for its trouble from one of our Butte Fireflies with the AP of 17, of course. So we're just rearranging ourselves. We know there's an anti-tank gun there. We know there's a Command 5A1, which isn't an amazing tank compared to the Butte Firefly, but we're just going to be, we don't have to be too adventurous at this stage. Now Val is microing his Butte Firefly and does actually take out that command tank. Brilliant. And then straight forward again with his Butte Cromwell, in a minute. I think he does, and he tries to take out this anti-tank gun. In the meantime, I'm moving down the right hand side. Basically I've unloaded my Panzer and I've got my half tracks and my SDK, and we're going to move in over here and try and take out some infantry if we can. Meanwhile, we're sitting here just letting our tanks recover a little bit, but he has got his brute firefly in position now. He's going to take a shot at that anti-tank weapon, gets a shot off. This thing is not able to fire back. I think it might even be out of range. He's only got a 1,000 meter range. And another shot, and there goes his third anti-tank gun. So this guy did actually have quite a nice defense set up there. Just put it to there, put it to neutral for a bit. And he had 3 anti-tank guns, and he had all these infantry, and he had some, even had some mortars behind and everything. Nice defensive setup. But that Beute Cromwell, wow, did such an amazing job. So now we're able to start. We know that probably hasn't got any more anti-tank weapons. We're able to start to move forward. He does bring in a P-38, just hits that Cromwell full in the face, which just manages to get itself back. It's not even completely stressed. We've got some artillery coming in on us. My half tracks are hitting away at any infantry they spot as they move forward. They've got their own half track. They're actually firing at our my recon, but I'll move forward this SDK just to take some shots at that and move forward my other half tracks as well, which can do AP damage, these SPW 222s. So I'm going to make mincemeat out of that M3. In the meantime, in the centre, Valh is continuing to move forward with his Beute Cromwell and his Firefly. Looks like his next target. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot over the left here. Yeah, I think he is. They are trying to mortar. Basically, that's all he's got left is the mortars. He's trying to mortar the tanks at the moment. Now, we've got to be a little bit cautious because we come up too close to these arms rifles. We will get a bazooka in the side armour, or in any of the armour really. So we don't want that to happen. So my Beute Firefly is about as close as I want it to get. I'm just shooting down, I think. I am moving forward. I've got some infantry on the right here. I do pull back though because we spot these arms rifles, I believe, at this stage. I'll put it to my perspective real quick. Yeah, I'll spot those arm rifles. The Beute Firefly has got a nice machine gun. Opens up on theirs. I do move my Panzer back forward, because I want to get a spot on these and just hope the Panzer don't die too soon. As Valh moves forward with his Beute Firefly, and you can see him trying to position this Cromwell with the HE rounds again. He's just trying to... He's actually not in control of it at the moment. Now he's in control of it. Just trying to position it. Perhaps so he can take some shots at these arms rifles. He's going to get a big HE round in the face, and in fact they just disappear. I'm pulling back my Firefly just a little bit because I'm a bit worried about infantry in here. Although Val's being quite bold with his Firefly. Although he has got some recon up there, I've just noticed, so maybe he's not. Continuing to attack on the right hand side with my half tracks and the SPW. Spotting with my infantry over here. Got these guys nice and pinned now. They're going to take a lot of fire. They go down very quickly as we continue to cautiously push forward. I'm still being a little bit cautious. I've got my Panzer Commander there as well, and my SDK, just moving it into this little bush. And moving forward my half track and my recon on that side. Take out the mortar piece there. I think that might have been Valh. And he's also moving down on this left hand side with a bunch of infantry as well. Now currently, if we go to neutral real quick, the enemy is still coming forward. He's got a command 5A1, which can do us damage if it can get up close with its 5 AP power. But it does need to get up close to our tanks. It's actually going to be going over this side. Is it going to be trying to engage the Beute Firefly? I'm not sure. The Beute Cromwell doing a lot of damage to those infantry, but there's a lightning strike on the Beute Firefly. Very nice. Which is causing Valh just to pull it back just for a second. But he's going to get a shot off. Oh, he's getting his machine... Is that his machine gun firing? Yeah, his machine gun just firing at these arm rifles on his right. Got to watch out for this commander though. He's getting really close as he brings forward his Beute Cromwell. My Beute Cromwell seems to be sitting back. Beute Firefly is sitting back a little bit as one of our half tracks go down. My half tracks on the right have actually taken a bit of a pounding And I believe, yeah, bring some more up, bringing a whole load of infantry and half tracks as well, just up for this right hand side, just to try to keep this push going down here, keep the pressure on the right hand side. Meanwhile, Val's infantry are managing to get their way into the bocage here, into the tree line. In the centre, U186 holding the area. They've got a lot of units, a lot of Ranger units holding this area. Nothing down the centre. It's a shame you couldn't see that. You could have rushed some units down there, but he's holding this area with lots of machine guns, lots of high quality full scrim Jaegers as well. Got a Stug coming up there from mbetts, so it looks like mbetts, yeah, he's also got some off-board artillery and he's bringing in some infantry. So he's kind of, I think he's kind of got a bit of a stalemate over on this right-hand side, so he's decided to come into the centre and he's going to support U186. And this off-board artillery that he's brought up is going to do some serious damage to this clump of units in the centre as he moves forward his infantry, and he's got his Stug there in support as well. Just behind his infantry, going to try and take out that medium machine gun, which is going to pin his infantry down if he's not careful, but the Stug should do for that once he gets a couple of rounds into those medium machine guns, hopefully. Here we go. Boom. Oh, not doing too much damage. His infantry has actually got pinned. I would have thought this Stug might do more damage to that medium machine gun. Another shot goes off. It is pinned now, but this guy's bringing round his big DD. The big DD's coming round. Won't be that effective against a tank. These things, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, but gets a side shot. Wow, I didn't expect that. What was that? Oh, it's this 8 got 8. Oh, okay, 8 AP power hit the side of that Stug and took it out. Wow, that was a nice shot actually. But mbetts anyway supporting in the centre here. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, all my half tracks have arrived and are creating a little bit of chaos on this right hand side. Looks like my Firefly has been moving backwards and forwards. We've still got the Beute Cromwell and we've still got Val's Beute Firefly just moving up and down, doing a bit of damage. I tried to get my half tracks back at this stage because they're taking fire from the Command 5A1 that's got itself positioned behind this tree here. I don't want to move forward my Beute Firefly because there might be infantry in here, which there actually is, the armed rifles. Let's just have a quick look at my perspective again. So I can't see what's in that tree line, so I'm a little bit worried. So what I do is I believe, yeah, I bring up some infantry in the Opel Blitzes, and I'm also bringing up some ME-109s to do a strike, I think on the command tank if I remember rightly, although I lose vision from it unfortunately, although they still let their rockets go, and just fire position there. Okay, so let's put it back to neutral, check out what's going on the map. On the left side, again, stalemate. We've got 2 medium machine gunners sitting at the front of the town, and we've got 2 medium machine gunners sitting in the tree line, kind of trading off with each other. That's quite amusing. We've got some mortars coming in from the back though, trying to support these MMGs. mbetts bringing up an anti-tank gun on this side. Just needs to get rid of those mortars. We've got a Thunderbolt coming in as well, dropping a bomb right on top. He just manages to pull out his MGs there of that building. And he had another strike on this side. Might have been going for that anti-tank gun, I'm not sure. But he's got some flak-villings on the back here just to fend off those pesky aircraft. And he's still got his machine guns fairly intact. And this guy's still got his machine guns intact, so they're going to continue trading, I would think. On this side, we've got some nice groups of infantry there, ready to move in. I'm assuming we're doing some support from mbetts. Looks like they've been damaged with his off-board artillery. But anyway, let's get back over to the right-hand side, just as my Beute Firefly managed to take out that command tank. Beautiful. Or was that Valh? I'm not sure. One of them did. Beute Firefly doing more damage, and then suddenly we spot these armed rifles that were in the tree line, and basically everything opens up on them. It's taken a while to die, but I think die they will. They are just taking so much fire, all that machine gun fire, and down they go, and back goes the front line as my half tracks move forward, as my infantry moves forward. Valh sends his Cromwell back in front of his Beute Firefly. There is an AT gun being put in position here. I'm not sure what, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. as I'm trading off over here. Half track against half track. We'll have to check out who wins that battle. So there is a 76mm gun here now, so I don't know if we can see that. No, we can't. So now there's a 76mm gun there, and I wonder what... I can't see too much, to be honest, unless he moves it to there. Which is just... Has that got... Oh, it's got vision on the Beute Cromwell and takes the Beute Cromwell out. So now we can see it. So that's just taken out the Beute Cromwell. We can see it now. I've got my Firefly firing at this Jeep, and it looks like my half-track won that battle with the other half-track on the right-hand side. So, oh! And I think Valh was just moving his Firefly back, so he's lost both his... As I bring, I bring an ME-109 just to deal with that. But yeah, unfortunately Valh lost his Beute Cromwell and his Beute Firefly to that anti-tank before I took it out with the lightning, with the 109 there. But I've still got my Beute. Don't worry, take out that little Jeep as he comes in with a lightning against my Panzergrens. I try to move forward with my SDKs. I'm not sure what the enemy's got in here. As you can see, I probably think they've got quite a lot of infantry stacked back there. So I'm a bit reluctant to throw my tanks forward. Let's go to neutral. Whereas in fact they don't have bugger all in there, so I should have done. But you don't know those things in game, do you? So I'm just kind of waiting for my infantry to catch up. I do try to sneak my tanks forward a little bit. There is a recon unit over there which we can't see, I don't think. And I start to bring in some more infantry. There's a bunch of anti-tank weapons which I do spot over here. So again, that makes me a little bit more reluctant to move forward, although we do manage to pin them with the machine guns. And we have got these Panzer Grenadiers in front and these recon as well, spotting. Getting some AA up, our Panzer Commander. So Valh is now pushing this area over here, and I think he started to assist U-186 a little bit on this side because they've got a bit of a breakthrough here. I think Valh brought out some tanks at some point just to try and deal with these tanks that are pushing through the centre. Okay, so I brought in another 109 rocket plane. I'm not sure what it's aiming at. So obviously it's aiming at that command tank, so we should get a nice hit on that hopefully. Beautiful. Don't manage to push it back, but do a lot of morale damage as a fighter comes in after my 109, but gets hit with some flak and decides to pull out. So the command tank is now going to get hit by my by my Panzer 3C. I don't think the Beute fired at it. I think it was just a Panzer down there. But my Beute Firefly now, we're spotting a load of units coming down the road, including an M4A3. So I've got to be a little bit careful. Beute Firefly, I think, just took out that recon in the trees. Now my infantry's arrived, so I can now move forward with my infantry, but they have reinforced this sector a little bit. It looks like Valh's going to put an attack in over there. I'm not sure what he's attacking with. Oh, I do remember what it was now. I think he brought up a... Where is it? There it is, yeah. He brought up a Panzer and hit them where it hurt, because if we put it on neutral real quick, it's basically everything they've got left, holding that corner, and he hits it with his Nebelwerfer, allowing my infantry to move forward. Another lightning strike coming in. What's he aiming at this time? He might be aiming at the Nebelwerfer. No, he isn't. He's aiming at this column of infantry that I'm bringing in. So yeah, bringing a whole load more infantry in just to try to move into this town, unload and move forward before I move my tanks up and my half-tracks. My attack on the right-hand side kind of petered out a little bit because all my half-tracks basically run out of ammo. In the centre, with looks like U-186 has brought up an anti-tank weapon to deal with these tanks, and with the help of Valh, who's brought up a big Panzer D, which takes out that tank, beautiful, and gets rid of that little bulge. Must have taken the other tank out that was in there as well. The fight continues for this big pocket here, where the enemy's got all these Rangers, are they, I think? Yeah. And the fight continues. Now there was a push down on this side, lots and lots of infantry appeared, and so mbetts has had to respond to that. So they're pushing down with 4 squads of infantry on this side. Looks like he's got some nebulverses again, firing in on them, pinning them down nicely. Good job there, and he's got a mortar back there as well to try to push, keep back that infantry push on that side. But meanwhile, back on the right hand side, I'm just moving basically my infantry forward at this stage, I believe. I've got some pioneers. I was going to try and get the pioneers into the town. They're very good up close, not quite as good as the Panzergrenz ranged, but good up close. But I've got some Panzergrenz here. I don't think they're in quite right range. Actually, are they in range to use... No, 150 metres. Not in range to use their anti-tank weapon. They're taking quite a lot of fire, actually. We're taking some fire from this M4A3 on this side, but my Beute Fireflies managed just to get in range and get a shot off and destroy that tank. Okay, so my infantry kind of getting in position as the Beute Firefly takes a shot next at this half track on this side. Gets another shot off, I think. Does it? Yep, takes that out. Beautiful. So that stops their support against my infantry. So my infantry have a bit of a free rein for a bit, just to try to move into the town. Still fighting over this area here. The enemy are trying to push forward in the centre. They do have to push forward because they're way down in points at the moment, and we are still on a +1, so they've got to push somewhere. I think they're trying to push through the centre here. And mbetts is still fending off this infantry attack. He's brought up a Beute Panzer 4, and doesn't look like the enemy's got really anything anti-tanky in this area apart from these marauders. So with its machine gun and its main gun, this Panzer 4 should be able to keep this infantry push back as he continues to arty fire onto their arty into the centre here. Meanwhile, I've brought up my own Panther D together with my command, and that's moving up on the right hand side, just trying to go around that side. My Beute Firefly getting a little bit too... yeah, I do pull it back, getting a little bit too crazy, going up a bit too far. Do notice an anti-tank gun coming out. I do hit the truck and the anti-tank gun drops out and then pulls round for a shot on my Beute Firefly, and that can do me some damage because I've only got 11 front armour and does hit me, and so kind of I'm trying to manoeuvre my Beute Firefly. It's in a bit of a tight position, but the Panther D comes to my rescue and starts to engage the M5 gun, and they are now trading shots. And again, this M5 is capable of taking down my Panther D, but then it gets stunned, and I bring in an M109 and finishes it off. As he again brings in his lightning to push back. I think he actually, I'm not sure what he was aiming at there, didn't hit my Beute Firefly, it might have been aiming at my infantry. So we've managed to get this little compound under control anyway, and I've got some infantry just up the front there as well. Now I'm still not knowing exactly, if we put it to my perspective, what's ahead of me. So we can see this scout vehicle here, but we can't see in the town, can't see in the trees, and I don't really know. I'm figuring the worst, and that he's packed this town full of infantry, so I'm still going to be a little bit cautious and wait for my infantry to move forward, and actually before I move my tanks forward, because I don't want to lose a tank to a stupid side shot from a anti-tank weapon. Meanwhile, it looks like they've... oh no, I was going to say it looks like they've dealt with that pocket, but if we go back to neutral, they're all still there, of course. So we've got this massive enemy units in the centre. Looks like the Luftwaffe is trying to do their best to support the ground units. These guys have been under the cosh the whole game. You can see how low they are on ammunition, and wow, quite the battle in the middle there. And on the left-hand side, this infantry push continuing to be pushed back. Got this big Panzer just sitting there picking off these infantry at its leisure with the help of these Nebelwerfers in the back here. Valh continues to push. I think this is Valh, yep, through this area. He's kind of encircling. Rather than go through these, he's kind of decided to go around, and he's taken command of this town as well. And he's got some infantry right at the front in here as well, in this tree line. So kind of almost surrounding the enemy as they try and bring in reinforcements. So So what he's done is he's kind of cut them off down this main road from bringing reinforcements down this main road, and these tanks may even fall into the trap where his Panzer grenadiers are. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And they're starting to have to bring units down through this area, which is obviously a bit more difficult for them. So, oh, unfortunately, I think they spotted his half-track and hit his half-track, which has pinned down his Panzer grenadiers. That was a little bit unfortunate, unless they can recover really quickly. I don't think they can see his Panzer grenadiers. It was the half-track they spotted, and I hope it recovers in time. In fact, they're not going to come near. He's turned, yeah. They're turning, actually, so they're not going to get in range. Meanwhile, what's happening over on my side? Not a lot. What I decided actually to do at this stage, I think, because I didn't know what was in this compound, I decided to kind of pull back my units and resupply everything. So I've got some resupply wagons coming in with some extra, with a grill for anti-infantry business and a couple of recons. And I'm just getting everything ready, and what we're going to do, we're going to push across this open ground here rather than try and push into the town. Often in these games, once you get to the outskirts of these towns near the spawn points, the enemy can just kind of pack the area, and it's really difficult just to get that last little bit. And sometimes it's easier just to camp outside without losing any of your, with cheaper units, and then use your more expensive big tanks just to go and fight somewhere else. That's a tactic I use a lot on 10v10s anyway. Perhaps it's not so useful on smaller teamers. But anyway, we're just resupplying here, and we're going to start pushing across this open ground. We'll start. I think I'll start moving my infantry forward. Yes, just starting to move my infantry forward now as well. So Valh in control of this main road here. Not sure what the enemy's going to do about that, but it's kind of cutting off their supply, and these guys are going to get lower and lower on supplies and manpower as the game goes on, whereas we can just keep reinforcing from the back. So this infantry push on the right has been pretty much stopped. So they're just kind of got their standoff going on again, although he's still bringing in reinforcements. The medium machine gunners seem to have disappeared, but we've got other units taking their place. Flak-Villings firing at the thunderbolts that are coming in, and he brings in a fighter and takes down that plane. Beautiful. So moving forward across this ground, I'm being a little bit cavalier. I haven't got any recon up with me at the moment, but I figured they wouldn't have a lot in this open area, and we're just gunning down some infantry that we've come across. They are armed rifles. Luckily my Panther D didn't get within... Oh, they're LMG rifles, so they haven't even got anti-tank weapons. Okay, so we'll continue moving forward across the open ground. I have got some recon up now, which I'm going to drop off shortly, I hope. Firing my Panzer over on these armed rifles. Continuing to move forward. They have actually moved up. Did they take... I don't know what happened. Oh, Valh's just moved his Panzer Grenadiers over here. They've got a group of units there. They've got some half tracks. They're trying to move up just to try to regain this ground. But yeah, I'll just take out those. Oh, they have actually surrendered. So we're just going to move forward with our armour. Just going to throw everything forward at this stage, actually, just to try and take out what's left, what they've got left in this little pocket, and also to stop them just cutting off Valh's units in the centre there. So we've just got to take out these 3 half tracks if we can. So it's going to be a half track battle, because my tanks are tending to be over this side a little bit more. So I need these SPWs forward. They've got a little bit of AP power that they can use, and these SDKs as well, as the game ends. So, take-home messages from that is Beute Cromwell, Beute Firefly. What a fantastic combination, as showed to me by Valh. It says total defeat. We didn't get a total defeat. That's because it's a replay, and I think I had it on neutral at the end. So we can have a look at the kills and losses, but they're going to be back to front. So we'll go to losses first. There's Valh's Beute Cromwell, which took down those 3 anti-tank guns in A, and made it possible for us to push our Beute Firefly so far forward with the help of all those half tracks and infantry that we had as well. Took down some armed rifles as well with its HE power gun. Beute Firefly, Valh's out. Beute Firefly took down a bunch of tanks, a couple of command M4A1s and a load of half-tracks. And then my unit's there. Where's my Beute Firefly? Here it is. Here's the guy that did all the damage for me. Took down 2 5A1 commands and an M4A3 and a bunch of half-tracks and a jeep as well. Nice, nice. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Definitely try out that combo in your decks sometime, see if it works for you. Thank you all very much for watching. Thanks to the guys that played and we played against. And I'll see you in the next one.